YouTube tonight.
Oh.
I looked you up last night. It was fun. You were talking to the woman that was leaving yesterday. I can't remember. But you were talking quite a bit during that, telling about all kinds of things.
Yeah.
I got one.
How long have you been doing this, Steve?
8 years.
8 years.
Oh my goodness. Do you
Yeah,
do
I
it
was
the morning and the evening, or just the evening feeding?
right before dawn, it's like this because they haven't eaten all night.
Yeah,
And then the
they're
first
taking
4
up.
hours of daylight, they consume close to 30% of their daily intake because they're playing catch up for the night.
God, they're beautiful. Look at this one.
Oh,
Sounds like being in a helicopter.
The engineers who designed the drones study these guys.
So how do you go on vacation?
I don't. I'm retired, so I'm on vacation all the time.
I know the feeling and I like it.
Steve, tell us about your music.
It was lunch pail workaday stuff. Nobody bought tickets with my name on them. Nobody saw me on the poster.
But the other night you told me that you went on a tour with a musician, a woman.
Cindy Lauper.
Their arm out and what's he do?
there's a bee getting in one of these.
Yeah,
There must be 30 of them.
yeah.
Easily. So the bees.
I toured with Linda Ronstadt too, but my touring and playing live wasn't a lot because I made too much more money doing jingles. I mean, I go on the road for 6 months when I can play a 20-second jingle and not have to leave home.
Well, what a wonderful career doing. I imagine you loved it.
So that's why
I
you
love
said
the
it should
idea
be right
of
before
it
dawn.
more than the reality.
It becomes work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
When I was in college, one of the physics professors brought one of his classes into the music department so he could try and explain the calculations musicians do on their head to do things like changing keys.
God, they're really different colors.
Yeah.
And the little bit I do know, that these guys, they recognize someone who feeds them, who's out here all the time. Because I found that when I change the food in the morning, especially because I know they're coming, they're braver about, they hear me, and it kind of startles me when it's early in the morning. I hear that flopping of the wings.
Yeah.
But they know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have most of the birds here. I've known since they were born.
Oh my goodness.
The ones with the purple are gorgeous.
It's not even really purple. It's an iridescence. It's
Just the way the light's hitting it, maybe.
yeah, it's microscopic bubbles on translucent feathers.
And that's why we see different colors of the same. Of the same.
And they use the colors for communication. They're showing a lot
So
of
these
purple.
feeders stay out all day.
All
But
day.
say at noon there'll be some, but not a ton like this.
They'll be like 15 to 20.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're all hanging out on the
Oh, the palm
palm
tree.
tree.
Yeah,
See them up
for
there?
a turn.
Look on the palm
Oh my
tree.
gosh.
There's like 10
Do
of
they
them up
nest
there.
up there?
No. No, but they nest everywhere else.
Oh yeah, this green one.
We watched the little hummingbird nest, and the bird was not too concerned about us until the eggs were there. And then she fought us tooth and nail to get, we couldn't get near her anymore.
Yeah. I suggest to people that have nests that they leave them alone because
It's stressful.
we can act like a pointer to the predators.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I have a big bougainvillea on my back porch, and there's 5 nests going there now. And I just leave them alone. I mean, one year I wanted to film the cycle of hatching and fledging and leaving the nest, and me setting up the same time, the same place every day, told the roadrunners and mockingbirds and blue jays exactly where to hunt. And so I quit doing that.
What a wonderful pastime. It's beautiful.
How long do they live? They don't live that long.
About 9 years.
Oh, do they live that long?
That's about the top end. They can have strokes and heart attacks and things like that because their metabolisms are insanely fast.
But that palm tree is just full of them.
These guys, they don't migrate, do they?
Yes, they do.
Really?
The honest do. I know that.
But I would think the weather here is so conducive to year-round feeding and flowers.
Some costas and
Wants
the
to-
black
Jerry-
chins
Jerry
don't
wants to
migrate.
You want to sit
And-
here?
So you've got friends all year long,
Yes.
but more in certain seasons.
Mm-hmm. Right now is the biggest season because the costas, broadtails, and annas have been breeding since October. And the babies that have been born stay here.
Which ones are babies? How do you know the younger ones?
They're clumsy in the air and they're fat.
They're fat?
They look like ping pong balls with wings.
Do you see any?
Not right now, but I've
So
been
these
seeing
are
them
all
all day.
mature adult ones, you
Mhm.
think?
And I'm seeing a lot of females that are carrying eggs.
Steve, how many species did you say there are in the world?
340.
Big thing ever.
Did you have 340 different kinds of hummingbirds?
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't either.
Only 24 of them make it up here.
And when you say this is on YouTube, I know some hummingbird lovers. How do I
Palm Springs hummingbirds.
That's it.
That's it.
And on,
You
On
just
YouTube.
search
On
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. Palm Springs hummingbirds.
did you film every night?
Yes.
And people watch every night?
Yes.
Nice.
I have people in Ukraine that watch these from bomb shelters. I've been in AA for quite a while, and when the Russians invaded, I found an AA meeting in Kyiv that I've been attending every Wednesday.
Oh, by Zoom or?
Yeah, by Zoom. And I set up right there so they can see the hummingbirds.
Wow.
What they're going through there. I'm very concerned
I am.
Yeah.
that they will be abandoned.
Yeah. Especially with this new president like that. I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
Be careful, sweetie. You'll knock one of
I
those.
don't want to knock anything over
Yeah,
there.
it's
Just
okay.
take your time.
You're clear. You can hold more.
Oh, I can. Tell me about the little, ornament metallic ball at the end of Wiggles.
Okay. This suction cup allows me to stick it on glass,
Sure.
and this keeps them from flying into the glass.
Oh, it's a warning.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a target for them to fly to because they come in hot and fast.
Oh, we've seen them hit the windows before, and I make sure they're alive, but I don't try to disturb them. They usually get over it and
Yeah.
fly off.
Yeah, I see knockdowns and stuff all the time.
I bet. With this many.
And-
Isn't it
and I
amazing more
just-
accidents don't happen with this many pilots in the air?
They don't have many accidental collisions.
Oh, so you're saying if it happens, it's on purpose.
It's purposeful.
And you said, I think you said yesterday,
There's the guy without his tail feathers.
Oh, how did he survive?
Well, it's,
Probably he learned to navigate with
I
fully
can
grown
see.
more.
yeah, he has to be slower because he's got butt drop.
Yeah, but will he grow more?
Oh yeah, in about 2 weeks.
Oh.
I heard you saying that last night on your YouTube, you talked about that.
Yeah.
How many do you think are here right now?
I would guess 50.
Wow.
And this is like the second wave of around 50 that's been here so far tonight.
You were right.
So do you name them?
It's like nothing I've ever.
I have a
Thank
couple
you.
that I've named, but it seems kind of like arrogant, you know. Although there are times that I would love to read their
Thank you.
Yelp reviews
I'm
of
gonna
this place.
send the link to the woman who's taking care of our hummingbirds. She needs to see that. We just have the one feeder, and a lot of them have migrated. Seattle's very cold now. We have friends that buy heaters for their feeders, and one couple found one on the ground just shivering and brought it in the house and took care of it until it was strong enough to leave, and she allowed it. I think one of them just pooped on my head.
Yeah, we call that a Palm Springs baptism.
I'd like to wipe it off, but I'd have to remove the feeders.
I know.
I don't want it to dribble down too
There's
much
just a
further.
little speck. Doesn't hurt nothing.
That's organic.
I sometimes have my breakfast out with them, and I tell people hummingbird food makes my Lucky Charms even more magically delicious.
So they're kind of looking at you. They're saying, "What about this guy?"
Well, they're also hunting bugs.
Well, there's bees. Would they attack those bees that are just...
No, they have mutual assured destruction pact with the bees, because the bees know if they sting, they're going to die, and the hummingbird knows if it gets stung, they're going to die. So they leave each other alone. As long as I keep the feeders very clean, the bee problem is minimal. But when the hummingbirds are swarming like this, they're spilling sugar all over, and that will attract the bees.
Yeah. You must have a terrific sugar bill.
Yeah, but it's okay.
You know, Lee has always kept hummingbirds up in Seattle, and they're coming. She would never believe this. So you're out here every night. Do you mind if other guests
No, I don't mind at
respectfully
all.
watch?
I enjoy it.
Terry made us guess all day where we were going and what
I
we
had
were
more
doing.
fun with that, Steve.
Yeah.
The only hint I gave him was sugar.
I don't. Was that? And I thought you were referring to Bob's problem with candy. that would lead him over here. Now, Terry, you just say when it's darker, it's better if it's a little.
You have to ask Steve. I think red dust, right?
Yeah.
That's why there's
About
so many
10
now.
minutes after actual sundown, which we can't really see here because of the mountain, the
Is that-
last 10 minutes from
Is when-
actual sundown until astronomical sundown.
I think it's 6:09.
Yeah.
6:09.
So it'll be about 10 minutes after that
Okay.
that they're still here. And that'll be the final push, because they kind of, well, they sometimes call it.
I see you got an awning here. Is that for the summer?
For the summer and rain.
Best thing about it, I thought about teasing you on the way over here. Like saying, pulling into the Motel 6 parking lot, saying, I have a girlfriend named Shelley. I want you to meet her.
No, we laugh. He's rather easily amused, and I'm trying to keep that in mind that he's playing these tricks that I shouldn't read too deeply into. This is a good one.
Did you see all the guys lined up on the second floor over there?
Yeah.
Forever
Yeah,
young,
there's some-
Terry, that's
They
what
have
we
an
wanna
overflow
be.
tent at the Chabad, which is right around the corner.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because they definitely look like they're
Oh, yeah. They've been taking in refugees from Ukraine at our Chabad.
Good for them.
Yeah.
there. Man, those guys in those beards are floating and everything in this heat. I don't know how they
I've
do it.
often
I
wondered
know.
why they chose Palm Springs. It's so hot.
Safety. Safety.
Yeah,
Is
that's why gay people came here.
Mhm.
Start with it.
Really? Oh, well, I think it's a wonderful community and all the diversity in the people are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with Bob with those outfits. Oh my, on today's
And the
standard
big mink,
And the-
mink hats.
and the hair,
Yeah.
the beard, must be uncomfortable.
They
See,
got
there's
straight
three
their
over there.
face.
Those three or four right there, boy, they've got the.
Have they ever struck you?
Oh, yeah.
Have they?
Yeah, but they weigh like
Oh, I mean,
less than a tenth of an
They're like,
ounce.
they just fly into you
Yeah.
by accident.
Usually because I flinched. If you stand still, they will miss you. They are masters of flight.
And they just change colors so quickly from green to purple to
Yeah.
violet
what's to
to
do with those?
Uh-huh.
I just learned about that.
And magenta and royal blue and sometimes it'll be bright red, and they know what colors they are showing.
Steve, I think I read somewhere where it's like that because it's like the cells are like prisms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you put light through a prism that shifts.
Yeah, it's a diffraction.
Thank you.
Newtonian physics.
Steve, Leslie is a wonderful artist, and Bob is a former teacher. And you have a teacher teaching here, right?
Yeah,
Your
my sister Kelly, my younger sister, she teaches theater arts in Rancho Mirage.
Other wings and so fast and just the blur.
80 beats a second. Their wings, their heartbeat, and their respirations are all synchronized. Every time they do a cycle of their wings, they do a respiration and a heartbeat. And it's 80 times a second. Their blood is moving so quickly internally that it works like a gyroscope. And it's how they stay so stable in the air.
How do they stay warm on the cold?
They eat more sugar.
That's what it
See?
is. Yeah, so they.
I
that's
understand
why-
these birds. I eat more Hershey's chocolate bars. It's just, you'll have a problem?
That's why
Eat
when-
more. What's the problem? What's wrong with you people?
Talk about putting a feeder up. I said, it's a responsibility. They will count on you. And mine like it clean. They'll literally look at me in the mirror or the window like, what are you kidding? Get this mess out of here.
Yeah, they'll sit right there and
They,
wait.
well, look at me in the window like they're
Things like
communicating.
mold and fungus
Oh,
can
yes.
bloom quickly,
Yes.
and they taste it and don't
Especially
want
in
it.
the hot weather. I have to change it more frequently, but it just cuts me up that they look at it, smell it, and they come to the window to chastise me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When I'm changing feeders, it's not unusual for them to follow me into the house to observe.
Make sure you're doing a good job.
Or they'll meet me at the door and ride the feeder to where it hangs.
Well, they know you then.
Yeah.
I had one here that came to stay right with me.
When there's all of
5
them
inches away and
On
they
a-
came back.
in one of the
Inches away,
sausage
came back.
feeders, and they're dipping.
Fascinating guy.
It's like when the
I think they
Jews at the
travel
Shabbat
some pretty
are
decent
reading Torah.
distances too.
Yeah.
Which
I
just
call it a
blows your
minion.
mind.
Oh, yeah. Are these feeders, when they go to bed, will the feeders still have enough, or do you have to add more food every morning? Or you have to,
This will
But they look
probably
kinda
last
cold.
until about 8 in the morning.
okay, and then you clean, recharge.
And then again around 10. And again around noon.
What's your favorite style of feeder?
I like the sausage.
I do, that's what I have.
But the hummingbirds prefer these.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
I don't know.
Boy, they sure like them right now because that's the majority over
And
there.
I'm watching the nectar at the levels here.
Yeah. Yeah, they can eat one of these feeders down. quickly.
I like to see their little tongues. I mean, I always, when the nectar gets low, I'm always surprised you can still see the wiggle of their tongue getting the nectar.
Yeah, they've only recently learned how the hummingbird tongues work. It's really fascinating. The ornithology department at University of Connecticut has some brilliant stuff on the way the hummingbirds eat. It's only been recently that they've been able to study them in the field, because they don't tolerate captivity at all. They panic and it kills them.
Saw something on YouTube or TikTok. The guy, there's a bird hummingbird and he goes back to health and hummingbird keep coming back to the same guy. Is that possible? I mean, apparently.
Probably anything's possible.
Well, they fly backwards. They're the only bird that can fly backwards. They're the only bird that can hover and fly sideways.
Now we're talking.
Uh-huh.
Don't want to add any sadness to this, but they have predators. They have predators.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Roadrunners, mockingbirds, blue jays.
They're such bullies.
I had a kestrel attack a few weeks ago.
What is that?
A kestrel is like, it's a raptor that's a little bit smaller than a falcon. They're about the size of a dove or a pigeon, and they're very fast and very agile, but they're not fast and agile enough for hummingbirds.
So it's hard to catch one of these guys.
Yeah,
Probably a
Good.
yeah,
That's their best defense.
it is.
Oh, he's on my finger.
Oh,
that's so sweet.
Isn't that cool? One of the wildest creatures on earth trusts you that much.
That's pretty amazing.
That blows my mind every time.
It
Been there a
it
long
feels
time,
so
too.
just whisper soft. I mean, I can feel the little toes or claws. Oh, something caught his attention.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he'll be back.
Maybe she was getting a rest while she eating.
You know, Thoreau said we all need the tonic of wildness.
Yeah,
This is tonic.
yeah. I love Thoreau.
I do too.
One of my favorite Thoreau stories is when he was in jail for refusing the draft. Emerson went to visit him in jail, and he said, "My dear Thoreau, what are you doing in here?" And Thoreau said, "My dear Emerson, what are you doing out there?"
Funny stuff.
In our kitchen, we have a Thoreau. I took a walk in the woods, and I came out taller than the trees.
Yeah.
Like that. They seem to be less. Am I imagining it? It's not as busy at the feeding station.
Yeah.
Or are they just taking a break?
No, they're getting ready to post up for the night.
Do they have nests? If they're not laying eggs, do they just